Are you ready to take your English conversational skills to the next level? In this video, we'll be continuing our series on business English conversation practice. Whether you're a beginner or advanced learner, this is the perfect opportunity to challenge yourself and improve your conversational skills. By engaging in a supportive and interactive conversation with me, you'll be able to improve your fluency and learn new expressions and vocabulary along the way. So let's jump into lesson 5 and make the most of this productive conversation. Business English Speaking Practice Conversation, Lesson 5. Hello, welcome back. This is Lesson 5. This has been one of our most viewed series in the channel, so I hope that you're getting a lot out of it. If you've watched our other lessons, then go ahead and use the chapter marks to skip to the beginning of the conversation. I'm just going to give an overview, kind of an explanation right now. If you've heard it before, feel free to jump ahead. This practice conversation is designed to be interactive. I will ask questions, and then I'll pause to give you time to answer. And it only works if you participate. So you're the one that makes it interactive. When asked a question, treat it as a conversation and answer. Now, sometimes your answers might be shorter, sometimes they might be longer. If I don't give you enough time to respond, then hit the pause button. But other than that, try not to hit the pause button. What I mean is when I ask a question, try to answer it as quickly as you can. Now, if you're more of a beginner and you need more time just to kind of think about how to answer it, or you even need to play back my question, you didn't quite understand it, then that's fine too. One of the great things about this series is that it'll help you whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. If you're more advanced, then lay off the pause button, just kind of answer it as quick as you can and let it roll on. If you're a beginner and you need to pause and think about things or listen to a question again, then that's fine too. You're still going to get something out of this video. So the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. In each lesson, we focus on some different types of questions. Sometimes they're categorized, but I try to mix it up. So a few questions might be boring for you, but the next few might be very interesting. You never know what the next questions will be about, which is like a real conversation, right? And you can replay this video again and again. If you go through it the first time and maybe you did okay, but you think you can do better, then go ahead and try going through it again. But after you go through it the first time, make sure to write down maybe in a notebook or Excel spreadsheet or wherever you use, write down the words that you didn't know. Maybe you said, I wanted to talk about this, but I didn't know that word in English, or I didn't know how to say that phrase in English. Write that down and then later look it up so that when you try it again, so you'll know some more vocabulary or use other phrases than you were able to use the first time. If you have any questions or comments, then post them in the comments below. Otherwise, let's get started. Hey, welcome back. It's good to see you again. Have a seat. What have you been up to since the last time? And how's your family? And what's going on with your job? Or are you still in school? I forget. Any exciting plans coming up for the next month? Hey, I wanted to ask you some questions about the city. Do you like cities or the countryside? Which is better and why? What do you think the best part of living in a city is? All right. And what do you think about the opposite? What is the worst part of living in a city? If you could make one change to your city, what would you change and why? What makes a city good to live in? Are cities good for the environment or bad for the environment? What do you think? What will cities be like 50 years from now? Think about how some of these things will change: transportation, pollution, crime, advertising, buildings, work, shopping, nightlife. What will cities be like in 50 years? If you could visit any city in the world, which city would you like to visit? Why that city? All right, let's talk about a new topic. What about meeting new people? Do you like to meet new people? What are some things that you usually talk about when you meet a new person? If you see a beautiful girl or a handsome boy that you would like to get to know, what is the best way to approach them? How do you start talking to them? Why don't strangers talk to each other as often as they used to? What do you think? Where is the best place to meet new people? Have you ever met someone that you hated right after meeting them? Why do you think that was? A lot of people say that as you get older, it's harder to make new friends, it's harder to meet new people. Do you agree with that? Why do you think that is, or why do you disagree? All right, let's go to a new topic, memory. How good is your memory? What do you think? Is the ability to memorize a lot of things important? Why or why not? What do you wish you were better at remembering? Some people are very good at remembering names or faces or putting the faces with the names. How are you at that? I'm usually very terrible at that. But are you good at remembering names and remembering faces, what people look like? What is the best memory that you have? And what is the earliest memory you have? How old were you when you had that first memory that you still remember? Who was your most memorable teacher? And was it a good teacher or a bad teacher? Who was the most memorable? Do you have any strong memories linked to a particular smell? You know, when you smell something, it reminds you of a certain time or place, certain event. Are there any smells like that for you? And how do you want people to remember you? Are computers making our ability to remember better or worse? What do you think? Can you give any examples? How many phone numbers do you have memorized? How much do you think memories can change over time? Why do you think some people remember the same event differently? All right, let's move on to a new topic. What about movies? How often do you watch movies? And do you usually watch them in the movies or at home? And if at home, on the TV or on your computer or tablet or cell phone, where do you usually watch it? What is your favorite genre of movies? Do you like action movies, romantic comedies, dramas, horror movies? What genre of movies do you usually like? Who are some of your favorite actors? Do you have any actors that you really enjoy watching? What were the three best movies that you've ever seen? What are your three favorites? What is the scariest movie that you've ever seen? Do you like scary movies? What do you think is more important, the acting or the special effects? What do you think the best snack to eat during the movies is? Do you have a favorite snack? Do you have a favorite movie snack? And a lot of movies are really part of a series. There's two, three, four, five, or even more parts to it. Have you ever binged watched movies, where you watch all the movies in a series, or it doesn't have to necessarily be in a series, but you watch several movies all at once in one weekend or one night or anything like that? What do you think of binge watching movies? Is that something that's fun to do? All right, thanks for the conversation. I really enjoyed that. Hopefully you got something out of it too. So let's keep it going. This next video will also help you improve your speaking skills. So watch that one now. Work hard today, enjoy tomorrow.